Progress on the Patapsco River tonight as the Dali cargo ship has been pulled away from the Key Bridge collapse site almost 2 months after it crashed into one of the bridge's support beams.
You're looking live at what's left at the site after tugboats began pulling the Dali away around 5:30 this morning. This time-lapse video takes us through the towing process, which lasted several hours. The Dali is now sitting at Seagirt Marine Terminal in Dundalk, about 2 miles from the collapsed site. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kai Jackson.
And I'm Mary Bubala. While today's efforts are a visible sign of recovery, the efforts are far from finished.
That's right. Fox 45's Jessica Babb joins us live with a breakdown of today's events and what comes next for the Port of Baltimore. Jessica.
Now that the Dali has been moved, more ships can get in and out of the port. But officials with the Army Corps say they still have a lot of steel and debris they need to get out of the water so they can widen the channel even more. For the last 2 months, surrounded by crushed steel and mangled debris, the Dali has been a focal point on the Patapsco River, but not anymore.
It's a time that we have been looking forward to.
With crews refloating the ship on Monday, with the help of 5 tugboats, you can see it moving, slow and steady, to the Seagirt Marine Terminal. This is a time-lapse of a 2-mile trek that took hours.
This is a significant milestone just in terms of it means every ship that previously called on Baltimore can come back.
It's clear this is a major milestone, but with work that still needs to be done. While the channel is about 400 feet wide now, it needs to be 700 feet wide to make sure there's two-way traffic for ships to get in and out of the port.
But you have to remember there's still wreckage that fell and went deep under the mudline, and that's probably going to be removed in early to mid-June.
Using Gus the grabber, they plan to scoop up the steel lurking beneath the surface.
When the channel is clear, we're going to come through with a magnetometer, kind of metal detecting on steroids, to make sure that we don't leave any steel behind.
Daryl Wilson with Synergy Marine Group, the company that manages the ship, says the Dali will be docked at Seagirt for the next few weeks.
There's some next steps to getting the debris off the ship, but at the same time, we do want to try to get some shore leave granted for the crew.
Then it will head to Norfolk for repairs. Captain David O'Connell with the U.S. Coast Guard says the damaged containers will be removed and disposed of. For the containers that aren't,
the containers that are in transit will continue in transit to either their final destination or some other destination determined by the shipper.
And for the Port of Baltimore,
The channel is only one part of it. It's also making sure that we see the cargo return.
Jonathan Daniels, the executive director for the Maryland Port Administration, says he's been working with companies to make sure the cargo does come back.
We've already seen a lot of that success thus far, but there's still a long way to go. There's still going to be a lag in the cargo that comes in.
With the port having a daily economic impact of $192 million nationwide, it's not clear how long it will take to recover.
We want to get the men and women back on the docks. We want to get the businesses back up.
But the cleanup is now one step closer to being complete.
What I've seen in this response is that there is absolutely nothing we can't do when we come together.
And cruising is also set to start again this week. Royal Caribbean has a ship setting sail on May 25th, and Carnival has a ship arriving in the Port of Baltimore the next day on the 26th. Live in Dundalk, Jessica Babb, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.